Now, if you have a 9 to 5 job, you are providing services for your employer, and in turn you're serving the society. Or you have a business perhaps, and you're providing services or products for your customers, and in turn you're serving the society. In either case, you believe that you're living a fulfilling life. Your life has a direction, has a purpose. Now, let's say one day you get subtracted from the world. You no longer exist. Will the lives of the people whom your business is serving be severely impaired in the absence of your business? Or will your employer run into serious issues finding a replacement for you? And if you said no, then you haven't yet solved the existential crisis of your life. Now, existential crisis, it's an important concept. The first time I learned about this concept is the time I read this book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Now, if you haven't already done so, do yourself a favor and read this book. This is one such book that I believe has to be read at least once in a lifetime. Viktor Frankl was a Holocaust survivor. He witnessed and experienced one of the worst periods of human suffering and misery. Now, in this book, he makes an important distinction between the two types of prisoners that he came across while in concentration camps. One type of prisoner who had given up all the hope, who could not see himself in the future, and had given up on life. The other type, who had some hope, who could see himself in the future, who had a reason for which it made sense for him to suffer. Now, this latter type is the type who had a specific purpose to life. Now, a specific purpose means the purpose which that prisoner knew could only be fulfilled by him and nobody else. So, and to give an example of this type of purpose, Viktor Frankl talks in his book about a person who had given up on life, and he was given hope back when he was made to realize that he has a son whom he loved, and he had duties towards that son that could only be fulfilled by him and nobody else. And that became a reason for him for hope that gave a purpose, a direction to his life. Now, in this regard, personal relationships are helpful because they help you solve the existential crisis of your life. They help you give a purpose. They create a space for you where you feel needed. So that would for example, you will be needed in your mother's life. That is one space where one aspect of responsibilities that can only be fulfilled by you and nobody else. Mother's life, dad's life. And in this regard, raising a family from this perspective, raising a family, I would say, is selfish, not selfless, as most people say, because that is helping you solve the existential crisis of your life. That is helping you create a space where you will feel needed. And I'm not saying that is the only way to solve this to have a purpose for your life, or you can be a part of specialized medical services that help people live happy and healthy lifestyles that saves people's lives. So in either case, you are creating a space where you feel needed, and that is important. Now, another further up on the point is about the point of suffering. Suffering is an inescapable part of the life. If you're living a life, you're suffering. a life with no suffering, that's just not real. Now some people suffer a lot more than others, but you cannot escape suffering. But if you want to live a fulfilling life, you have to find a cause for which it makes sense for you to suffer. So the saying that is in the book is, to live is to suffer, to survive is to find a meaning out of your sufferings.